In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing the new Minikami bloodline changes in Roblox Shindo Life. But before we get into that, I'd like to give a huge shout out to K-Testin over here for supporting my channel and being a subscriber. So if you'd like a chance to get a shout out just like this lucky person over here, be sure to subscribe with those notifications on and like the video. It's completely free and it helps out a lot. One last thing, be sure to stick to the end because you do not want to miss out on what they did with this new bloodline revamp. This bloodline used to be so trash, but now it's one of the best in the game. Alright, so be sure to stick to the end. That pretty much covers everything though. Without further ado, let's get straight on with today's video. Alright guys, let's jump into it and let's start with some of the basics. The Minikami bloodline has a 1 out of 45 chance to actually be obtained and maxes out at level 500. Now ever since the brand new update, every single one of these moves have actually received sort of a small buff. However, the mode is what really matters because this is what actually gained a dramatic upgrade, alright? But let's go ahead and actually start off by showcasing the moves. So for the first move we have here, it is actually called Control Style Puppet Bombs. It requires 14,000 chi to be used and has a 15-second cooldown. Now let me tell you, for a first move, this is absolutely OP, alright? Because without the mode, it actually does 45k damage, and with the mode, it actually does up to 60k damage. This is with S1 rank stats, so obviously someone with a lower rank than me may actually do less damage, but that's besides the fact. Let's go ahead and show you guys the move. As you can see, it throws out 3 bombs, each doing 15,000 damage upon impact. It's pretty good, and it's very good for taking out squads of enemies, especially when paired with some of the other moves from this moveset, alright? That pretty much covers the first move though. It's very simple, however very effective. Let's get straight on with the next one. Now for the next move that we have, it is called Control Style Puppet Poison and requires 21,000 chi to be used and has a 25-second cooldown. Now I know that is a little bit more from the last move, however this move actually does have an amazing ability, and that is that it has a lot of area control. So let me go ahead and use it over here on my friend. So when you go ahead and actually activate it, it shoots down a lot of poison and covers a large area. As you can see, this would be perfect for taking out squads. It unfortunately does not do a lot of damage, however it does do a pretty nice stun, and this can be paired perfectly, as I said just like last time, with some of the other moves such as the first one. So if I were to go ahead and use that and then use the first move, that'd be an easy like 70k damage right there, and it's very OP, alright? I think the second move is personally one of my favorites, just because of the area control, the stun, and the fact that it could be paired so well with some other things in this single moveset. Let's go ahead and get straight on to the next one now. Alright, so for the final move in this moveset, it is called Control Style Lizard Blitz and requires 23,000 chi to be used and has a 20-second cooldown. Now this one is probably one of the more interesting ones in this entire moveset, just because it does a lot of damage and actually knocks down your opponent, believe it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and use it on my friend over here, and as you can see, it does 12k damage per hit, but it actually throws the opponent onto the ground, and when they're on the ground, they can't actually use any of their moves or move at all, which is actually a pretty big benefit, and it acts as if it's a stun. So it could be paired perfectly with the other move. Let's say you actually stun them, then you use that, then you use the bombs. This is one of the most mobile bloodlines in the game, and I think it'll be very good for PvP. That pretty much covers all the moves though. They are all pretty OP, and as I keep on saying, they could be paired perfectly with each other. But let's go ahead and get onto the mode now. Probably one of the best parts of this entire bloodline. Alright guys, now for the mode showcase, probably the most overpowered and exciting thing about this entire bloodline. Let's go ahead and activate it and show you everything, alright? So, to start off, we get a 2300 chi boost, a 2400 ninjutsu boost, a 2500 tai boost, and a 2200 HP boost. That is not actually very good because there's other bloodlines, especially baryon mode, which could be getting you 4k of each. However, they're pretty solid stats. They aren't the best, but I mean, what can you expect from a 45 bloodline? But now for the mode, as you can see, we actually get 2 puppets now. Before we actually got this little gray one, and now we actually have this one floating behind us, which is really cool. So as you can see, now some of the moves actually do a little bit more damage. So before we were doing like 15k, now they actually do 21k, which is a pretty dramatic increase if you ask me. Now for the Q spec, it's pretty boring, I'm not gonna lie. It does do some good damage, 24k, and you could actually spam it a lot. As you can see, there's like no cooldown. Clearly continuously hit them, and basically the puppet just rushes into them and does like a lot of damage. But now for the C spec, probably one of the best parts of the entire bloodline. it actually acts as if it's the Tengoku Kami blade. So let's go ahead and use it. As you can see, it does a lot of damage. We can actually move it around. It does 5k damage per tick and actually does some burn damage, believe it or not. This is really what makes this entire bloodline so OP, as I keep on saying. It is the mode, alright? When you pair the mode up with everything else, it actually could end up being one of the best PvP bloodlines. We're gonna actually show you this really quickly. If I actually use this stun move, look how much damage that does. Then use that, and then I were to use my lizard, look, he's already dead. Like, this is for sure that for sure already did 100k. The lizard probably would have done an extra 50k damage, and then I'd end up using my Q spec and my C spec to probably finish him off. That pretty much makes this bloodline so OP, and that pretty much covers the entire bloodline. With that being said though, that pretty much ends off the brand new Minikami revamp showcase. If you watch till the end, comment down below saying pickle, as you can see on screen, spell it exactly like that. I'll heart your comment, alright, and if you do, you'll get a shout out in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching though, I really appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel and you would like to stay up to date with all new Shindo Life content and codes, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and it helps out a lot. That pretty much covers everything though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.